Welcome back to the Spec Ops campaign, where you can see a lot of action from speedrunning missions to completely breaking them. Rules are simple. I can use only one unit of each type, meaning one grunt, one hero and one worker. The first mission is always the most important, because I can just take my time and collect all of the items that will be useful later. Today we are working with Troll, Gale the Grunt and Huel the Headhunter. They will help me collect everything I need, like healing totems and protective ring, which I forgot about, a few mana potions, a health stone and a pendant of vitality. This was slow and grindy to beat this mission, but you can take all of the time in the world. The only hard thing is the last encounter with the centaurs, but there are just a lot of tyrants who with healing words will live and fight. On the next mission, we don't have new units from the start. The goal is simple: lead the Kodos to the oasis through the land filled with centaurs. I was thinking that I could leave my extra units behind and it would be fine, but soon after they get attacked from behind, so I had to reload and redo it. Fighting everybody is not the way for us. We just need to beat it fast, because our strength will be trained by infinite attack waves. So we will go directly to the next oasis, clearing and taking care only of part of the enemy forces. Taurans will deal with the rest. Now we can protect the front, heal the Tefontan, and let the Taurans heal their wounds. Heading to the next oasis, I bait this big ambush and just run away. This makes the whole ambush break and it won't happen again. Here we get our Roman, the Raider. He is a good addition to our forces. After clearing the wave, we just run to the next fountain. But it was not good for the Kodos, so I returned for Harpies to eliminate them. Now we get Duke, the Demolisher. With his help, we can easily deal with the next towers. We just need some additional cover sometimes. And the Kodos, with the Taurans, feel pretty well. I was so confident that I decided to fight the Centaur to get the pendant of the energy from him. And even more, I had some money that I could spend. Since I know how important it might be, I went to the closest shop and bought some mana potions. The last enemy ambush wasn't really bad, and I easily finished the mission. On the third mission, we need to get to the Zeppelins through the big human base. There are 3 more human bases that will remain neutral until we fight them. The problem is Grom. He is very aggressive. I was thinking that I would go and cover him carefully, clearing all the enemies and collecting important items, but I forgot that the first base he attacks will be the strongest one. I simply do not have enough forces and skills to do the fight here. So I decided just to run past the base with Troll and Huel, and I was pretty lucky. Now I only need to kill some Harpies. Here I used the healing totem to recover quickly, and Troll's chain lightning is really good. Just to mention it, I avoided using the sound wolves because they always come in pairs, and I didn't want to deal with remembering to split them. While Troll was working here, my boy Patrick, the peon, was building the base. And the enemy arrived to punish me for not having an army, but I dragged them into Grom, so I didn't lose. This was a good idea. Now I just hired Zed the Zeppelin and led them to my base. Mission 4 is very simple. Just collect 50,000 lumber. But the problem is, I have only one Patrick to do the job, and 15,000 for him will take too much time. During this, the enemy will smash me, leaving nothing of me. so I have no options but to eliminate my enemies myself, which will also give me 3000 wood per destroyed tree of life. But the orcs have a really cool passive, Pillage, which also works for Grom. It allows me to get resources while hitting enemy structures. That means that potentially I can just run around with Grom and hit enemy buildings to finish the mission. But I need to defend my base somehow, because if I destroy this tree line, the path to my base will be revealed. And Grom has a super cool ability, Mirror Image. It just creates a copy of Grom. But I am not interested in the copy, I am interested in the animation. While casting it, Grom's position will be moved slightly. And if I use this ability here, close to the trees, he will be teleported behind the tree line. Or his copy, of course. But I got stuck in other trees. So I made a duke and let Grom free to fight. I also made few towers to stay safe from the air attacks. Glad I had some time to do that. Now it's really Spec Ops for Grom. First, I collected some items on a map and killed some ghosts to get gold for towers. Now I need to slay this furball to get his Stone of Health and increase my health regen. I cleared the first small outpost with Tree of Life and it punches me back. That's bad, because I need to control Grom carefully so he won't die here. And that also triggers other bases to come and protect the tree, but I can easily avoid them. I can also use his passive to collect a bit more resources on other structures by hitting them. But it's so slow for wood. The next tree was even easier and another 3000 wood in my pocket. At the same time, Patrick is very carefully collecting some wood at my base. After 2 trees were destroyed, all the others are heavily protected. And even worse, it took so long for me that all those bases now have huge armies ready to smash me. But they are a bit passive, since they cannot find a proper path to my base. But then they see Grom somewhere, they will come to him. But his invisibility is very good, of course, so I can avoid them every time. But I still need a lot of wood, and there are no easy place to get it. I found a small outpost with few wells that I can just farm for wood. It was slow, but there was a wisp who always came to repair. But there are also some forces that will be protecting this place, so it will take much more time. And I still need about 6000 wood. I don't want to waste an entire month collecting it. I decided to try something new. There is a place where I can hire Sam, the sapper, who can deal a lot of damage to buildings. I can use him to clear one of the trees, and this was the easiest one. The tree is not too far inside the base and the army is not that huge, but still quite big. And Grom is still level 5. I got level 6 for him to unlock Whirlwind, a very powerful spell that damages both structures and units. But Grom's survivability was still pretty bad. I tried to look around and found an interesting solution. The shop sells a ring of regeneration, very cheap, and you can buy 6 of them, because they stack. With all those rings, Grom has crazy health regeneration. He still cannot win solo, but regeneration allows him to return to the battle much faster. Now I need to use Sam to destroy the tree, because Grom alone is just not enough against those forces. It took me a few tries to understand how to aggro most of the enemies so we wouldn't eliminate Sam too soon. And the damage is done, but the tree is still standing. I can use Windwalk to hide Grom, let him quickly regenerate and finish the tree before it gets repaired. And I still need about 2000 wood. That's annoying. At some point, I realized that I get a different amount of wood depending on the building I hit. And wells are the worst for that, because they cost almost no wood. The more wood it takes to build, the more I get with every hit. So I started clearing the rest of the base and its forces, leaving only the Tree of Wisdom, which alone give me about 2 wood per hit. I just need to let the wisps repair it and hide from the other bases. And after 40 minutes of farming wood, Great Woodman Grom can go to the next mission. To mission 5, I came with a plan. Well, just speedrun it. Grom should be so strong with Manorod's blood, and I don't even need to protect my base. So, to make a speedrun strat, I will again use the mirror image glitch right here to make Grom appear closer to the cursed fountain, with no need to cut any trees in the process. I can use my whirlwind on the protectors and I'm done. Now I need to quickly return and face scenarios on a bottom base. But I can't just mirror image him back. Okay, there is a shop on the way back, and there I can buy the scroll of teleportation and teleport to my base. But Scenarios was quicker and I need to follow him to his position. And he is too powerful there. I can't just kill him with Grom. I need my forces to help me. I tried to catch him with my forces until Grom arrived. But it still wasn't enough, and his forces were with him, and my base cannot handle the first big attack wave. I need to think of a better plan. I decided to clear out the bottom base before they set up. It makes clearing it way faster and easier. But my base is still in very bad shape. I definitely need to protect it. I decided to prepare a few towers on one side to help me clear at least the flying units. But still, there are too many ground forces. I decided to split my forces. Grom will deal with the group forces at my base, while the rest of my army finishes clearing the bottom base. So I did it, and barely protecting one side, but the other still had a few flowers. I took them out by baiting them to the towers I had left. But then I realized there might be another hack for this mission to avoid other attackers. Since it's scripted attack, it probably has some triggers. So I decided to reload and not kill one hippogriff, because Grom has huge regeneration and he can definitely handle taking damage from one.
War Chief.
So I did, and waited, and waited, and no one is coming. Now I can wait more to get more gold. At least I have a good amount of wood thanks to Grom. So after waiting for a while, I'm ready to assault Scenarios. With towers. Tons of towers. And fighting him wasn't very smooth. I can't just surround him with towers, but at least it's some damage. So after quite some time, Scenarios fell, and Grom is victorious. How sad that I can't take all his items to the next mission. This mission is just basic stuff you are required to do. Just destroy the enemy base on top of a hill using Zed the Zeppelin, right? Oh sir, what I'm about to tell you will disappoint you or maybe entertain you. I started as usual, limiting my workers, passing items to Cairn because he has all his abilities available for this kind of run. My plan was to build up defend from my enemies, and build a nice tower wall to cover myself. Initial enemy attacks are not bad, but they don't have many options for healing my units. My Vlad, the voodoo boy, has no healing ward ability, so I need to learn it first. At a glance, no problem, but my resources are very limited, and I also need to upgrade my town hall, which is really expensive. To fix my low economy, I collected a lot of resources to get my Simon, the Shredder. He will solve all my wood hunger, while Patrick will gather gold. Everything's good? Run. During all this period, I have been attacked, and closer to the 30-minute mark, I already couldn't protect myself that easy without towers. I simply don't have enough power yet, and I need to get my gold and build with one Patrick. So I have to somehow stop my enemies from attacking me. And after a while, I saw how my enemy literally destroyed a few buildings and left. I guess they targeted not all my buildings, but some positions on the map. And after successfully facing that building and clearing it, they just go back, even the flyers. There is hope. I can just use it against the enemy and build only one building that costs less gold than the others, because my problem with food are solved for now. But after a few attacks, they just figured out my trap and actually started destroying my base. But what if I hide my base from them and use that to collect gold? And I actually did this. Do not try this at home. They still found me with hippogriffs and zeppelins. I tried to rush my enemy with some towers behind their base, but there is just not enough space to build more than 4 without them noticing, which is simply not enough. And enemy workers, of course, repair everything, so I actually should get rid of the workers. But how? By destroying the castle and all the workers. And it's just impossible. They have too many units, towers, a level 9 mountain king, and it's completely hopeless. I was hitting a wall with pickles, nothing else. I tried again to break the attack waves, but they kept targeting my base in the end. I tried to hide my towers on the top of the cliffs, but they can actually reach those with griffons. I saw too many missions failed noticed at this point. It's just hopeless. But as always, I will go deeper to find something out. I decided to check which buildings could be destroyed without the AI rebuilding them. But everything got rebuilt eventually. Except one. The farms. But does AI actually follow the logic of limiting their forces by food? And yes, they do. If I destroy some, they will stop rebuilding the workers. That's what I need. With few tests, I realized that you can destroy those 3 backed farms and the workers won't be rebuilt. And here comes Cairn, whose shockwave actually hits buildings, and it's really powerful here. So I restarted once again and went strictly with Cairn there, leading the rest of my forces to cover my base with a tower trick. It's expensive, but I have no Simon now, and the wood requirements are not that bad. I bring Cairn to this spot, and with his shockwaves and resurrection, I successfully destroyed those 3 farms. I should be good. I started getting rid of the workers by baiting them to fix that far tower. And once I was done, there are still workers. How? Why? They shouldn't be there. I realized that during my tests, the blue enemy already had a lot of different forces, so their food supply was really full. And I had to destroy more farms. and there was just another pack of 2 farms that can be shockwaved with some careful movement. I used my Z to hide Cairn right before Mountain King hammers, and if I do it fast, the Griffons will forget about him. I cleared them and started preparation for my main strike, the castle. I took Duke with Cairn and started my assault. And it's not even close. It's hard to hide Duke somewhere within the castle's range. And my base got destroyed. Is that the end? Again? I restarted once again. I need to act quicker. I quickly destroyed those 3 farms and the last 2 farms. This should be enough. Now comes the hard part. I got the range upgrade for the Duke, took it, and went back to the human base. Here I started harassing the lumber mill and the closest tower to weaken my opponent's static forces. And at some point, all his forces in the middle of the base just disappeared. All of them were covered into zeppelins to strike my base. This is my chance. I started clearing the base, but the remaining forces wouldn't let my Duke attack properly, and still it was not enough to destroy the castle, and my base was destroyed again. I decided to make a bold move, take all my forces after destroying the farms. Now I know that they will leave their base at some point. I prepared a few towers just to keep some of my structures alive long enough for me to survive. And once they left again, I struck with all my power, and the castle went down. This is my chance, win or lose here. I moved Cairn to destroy the structures at the bottom side, and the Duke to work on a few buildings on top. But then the Griffons came back and went straight to my towers. I tried my best, but they cleared them. I had only 1 building left at my base, and my opponent just left it. I still had a bit of time. Duke did its best while juggling with Zed and Cairn's shockwaves. And as I landed the last hit on this barracks, they destroyed my last building. But I did it faster, and the mission objective counted as complete. I was just hoping the screen would fade away before the mission failed message appeared. I did it, and I don't care if the enemy couldn't handle Zeppelin control or clearing out my buildings. I did it. On the next mission I started clearing out everything with Troll, which is very easy. I just collected all the good items here. But on Cairn's side, if I try to use only one team the Tauren, I will once again end up just waiting for his regeneration, which is annoying. So since it's expected to be Cairn's side, I just used him as well. Got the Magic Immunity Necklace and proceeded to the next mission. And if you thought that I'd be struggling here with Cairn protecting my base from Infernals, well, you have too much belief in me. Thrall can do it solo, and that's it. I guess I really had enough with Orc Campaign. Thanks for watching.